We're still riding that new year wave, and a fresh year does bring fresh motivation. It's a fun wave to ride, so we're going to keep on it for a little bit. And every January, this time of year, every year, many women throw their time, their money, and their energy into some sort of New Year health challenge. From losing weight to working out, these programs are meant to motivate. But my first guest is throwing up a few red flags. Studio 5 health contributor Miki Eberhardt has 5 ways to make sure that health challenge you're taking on is helping, not hurting. Happy New Year, sister.
Happy New Year.
First time, second time, I guess, I've got the chance to chat with you in the new year, but we're still feeling it.
I'm feeling it.
So the challenges, the health challenges, one could say, Miki, and you probably hear this all the time, that any step toward better health is a good step, right? If I'm exercising more or I'm eating less sugar or whatever it is, isn't that good?
You would think. And I think anybody that's going to sign up for a challenge would also think that too. We would look at it as a springboard that's going to launch me into the new year with these good habits that I can continue doing over time. In my line of work, I see the aftermath sometimes, where I see the aftermath of certain challenges, the way that they happen, can have some disordered behaviors around eating or movement, body dysmorphia, things like that, or a pendulum swinging way back another way. And so going into these with a little more caution and awareness, I think, is helpful.
Awareness is a good word. You mentioned to our producer how discouraged you were to see some of the advice being given to people to stay on a particular challenge.
Yeah, so we follow trends. We do that at Studio 5. I do that in my private practice where it's like, okay, I'm seeing this more, I'm hearing this more, I'm getting this asked a lot about this. And for a while, I had consistent clients that had followed the same challenge. And it's local, and I was like, what is going on with this? And so I hopped on Facebook just to their group, like their support group on Facebook. And the first comment on there was someone saying, you guys, I'm hungry all the time. What do I do? And she said, I'm at the highest calorie level that I'm supposed to be at. I don't know what to do. And it's crowdsourced. It's not like the people started the challenge are giving the advice, but it's, oh, drink more water and chew gum. You'll get used to it. Exercise a little less. And I'm like, this may be unpopular, however, you need to eat more.
If you're hungry, eat food.
Yes. So I just think sometimes there are such rigid things around something, and as a participant, you're just trying to get the benefit out of it, so you're going to follow.
Let's get into these red flags. You have 5 of them.
Yes.
Red flag number 1, be cautious of a challenge that requires a workout every day. Aren't we supposed to be moving our bodies every day?
I am a big fan of it, and I strive to do that.
Yes.
The flag here comes when there is no opportunity to change. So a popular one that you may have heard about, Brooke, is 75 hard. The rule there is 2 45-minute workouts every day, and if you miss that, you start over on day 1. Here comes the problem. There are varying intensities with workouts, right? So you can absolutely, and I encourage everyone to move their body every day. But if there's a day that I've done a really hard workout, I may need rest and recovery, and that may be the most healthy thing for my body. If I'm sick, if I'm easing into an injury, well, we got to ease off. That's the best thing.
And I'm no psychologist, but the idea of failing once and starting all the way back over, mentally, that's sort of discouraging.
That is really rough.
Yeah.
Anything, again, with this type of, you have to do this, or I'm no longer listening to my body, I'm following the rule. So,
and the rule, it can't be a one-size-fits-all sort of thing. You want us to be skeptical of a challenge that requires progress photos or measurements.
Yeah, and you could probably be like, Miki, okay, we got rid of the scale, and now you're like, are you ever going to be happy with anything? Here's the thing with this, okay? Progress, like multiple photos. Again, what this does is trains our eye to be hypercritical and overanalyze our bodies. So instead of being like, oh my gosh, I feel so much better, my clothes are feeling better, I'm getting better sleep, I have more energy. If I'm consistently taking photos, now I'm like, yeah, but there's this gush and this muffin top and this dimple that are normal that I am now focusing on.
I'm hyper-fixating. I do always cringe a little, and I have to admit I'm sometimes surprised at who chooses, what women choose to put those before and, publicly put those before and after pictures out there. Does it matter though if I'm just doing it for me? If it's not a public thing, but it's just for me?
I would say, how often are you doing it, right? Because if I am constantly nitpicking and looking and looking and looking. And now, instead of being like, oh my gosh, I'm so much healthier, now I'm like, oh, but I need to fix this. And that then takes you down into harmful behaviors. You have to be careful of where the slippery slope is.
What's the most healthy metric then?
Yeah, I would say, take photos of you doing things with your kids, doing activities. Take a measurement, but not is this good or bad?
Obsessed.
Am I up? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, don't get obsessive about it. What about challenges that require supplements?
So, red flag, if you have to buy the supplements from the person running the challenge, and if it's a blanket statement. So supplements are never, everybody needs this.
Yeah.
Because everybody doesn't need that.
It's journalism 101. My family always laughs when they say, I read a study. I'm like, who published the study?
Oh my gosh, yes, right? So it's figuring out, sure, take a multivitamin, fine. Safety net for everybody. But not everybody needs a plethora of pills and potions and powders to create a healthy base for life, diet, habits, nutrition.
So know your body.
Food first, supplement second. You don't have to do it.
All right. You want us to be wary of a challenge that cuts out food groups, like entire food groups.
Yeah, and that's going to invite binging when the challenge is over. So the two besties hang out, restriction and binge. And if I'm going to restrict something for a finite amount of time, Sister Binge is over here like, I'm waiting. And sometimes what we see, I mean, Whole30 was a popular challenge for a while, a 30-day thing, and you could have sweet potatoes, but you couldn't have other carbs on that. And I had clients that were like, I was dreaming about oatmeal and a turkey sandwich, which aren't usually things people would dream about. But when we restrict significantly, the aftermath happens when it goes away.
So for the woman out there who says, I'm going to avoid sugar for 30 days, you would say, please don't?
This gets really tricky, and it's going to be like, and how are you going to have it re-enter into your life?
Yeah.
Because sometimes having a little bit throughout, easing off the amount, supplementing with other things, can be helpful. Different scenarios for different people, but.
A challenge with an all or nothing mentality, which sort of summarizes almost every challenge out there.
Yes, and I would say specifically sometimes with this red flag to the rhetoric behind it. Like, are the things they're saying, you know, no pain, no gain, no excuses, that kind of it's this rhetoric behind things that is speaking to mental toughness. Yeah. And there's something to be said about priorities for health habits take extra effort. And sometimes it's easier to be like, I think I'm gonna get back in my car. I'm nervous, I'm uncomfortable. That's pushing me out of my comfort zone. But finding this balance there where I'm making it a priority, but I also can still look inward and listen to what my body's telling me when it comes to, do I need to ease off? Am I going too hard? Am I hurting myself? Because good, healthy habits that become a priority can also be taken too far and harm us.
In pursuit of healthy improvement and healthful goals, you're rolling out your own little challenge that is unlike anything we've talked about. I'm so excited about this, Miki. Set it up for us.
Well, so I think when we think about challenges, you want to think about building a house, right? If you buy a lot, you don't show up the next day with a cute couch and rug and put it on a pile of dirt, right? And so we have to build a foundation. And if we want the challenge to be a springboard to consistent habits that can last a lot longer, which I'm a big fan of, that's what we need to do. So what this challenge is you're going to start, like I'm a big fan of mind, body, wellness.
Yes.
Mind, body, spirit, wellness.
We love you for that.
And so choosing one habit from this healthy habits list from each area. From your what's good for your mental health, what's good for your physical health, what's good for your spiritual health. And do each of those 3 for 2 weeks. Okay? At the end of 2 weeks, I'm gonna add in one more. So you can decide, you know, I do need a little more work on my physical health. I'm gonna do this one specifically. And some cover all 3, right? Good sleep is gonna cover all 3 of those. But then you're gonna add another one for 2 weeks. We're gonna build a house. And then we're gonna bring in the cute couch and the rug at the end, and it's gonna sit on it, and it's gonna be comfy cozy.
I love that analogy. Build the foundation first and grow from there.
Correct. We have to start somewhere. You can't start by somebody saying, hey, everyone should take creatine. Yeah. And you're like, what's your movement pattern? Right. What do you do? Do I build? So let's build a house.
If you were scrambling to kind of comb your eyes over that awesome curation of healthy goals and habits, go to our website. We'll list it for you there, or our social media pages as well. There's a free printable for Miki's New Year Challenge. Thank you, sister. I'm excited to take this on, look this over, and improve our life in the helpful ways.